Juliana was surprised. So you're going to give this project to Tekako? They want it so much. Let them take it. I thought you would be upset. I love my own child. Others can waste my hard work, but I can't. Tekako wants to start a price war, and we will definitely not be able to beat them. It is reasonable for Amantech to choose them. For the same thing, I would choose the cheaper one. Kelly has let it go these 2 days and convinced himself. It's okay. Others use dirty tricks. If I lose, it's because I bet on the wrong horse, but I am not embarrassed. I have a clear conscience. Your money has helped me solve Croyer's accounting problems, and the wages and bonuses owed to everyone have been paid. At worst, I can start over. When I recover from my illness, I will definitely avenge this grudge. Juliana suddenly said, Do you remember when we first met? Kelly certainly remembered. You were so aloof at that time. You had acute gastroenteritis, and I kindly sent you to the hospital. I ran around, but you sent me away with a roll of US dollars. It's not sending away, it's thinking. Juliana corrected. I was just betrayed by my best friend at that time, and I didn't want to make friends. No wonder you never contacted me again after leaving the hospital. Kelly said, Speaking of which, I have to thank my mixed-race ex-boyfriend. At that time, her boyfriend lived in the same building as Juliana, and one night he sent harassing text messages to Juliana. It's a difficult question whether to tell the person involved about this matter. After thinking about it, Juliana took the risk of being disliked by both, and forwarded the text message to Kelly. I thought you would beat me up when I rushed to your apartment that day. Juliana said, I didn't expect you to drag me to find him, slap him twice on the spot, one for you and one for me, and then dumped him in a cool way. At that time, I thought, this woman is so free and easy. I like her personality so much. Juliana turned her head and looked at Kelly, smiling seriously. I am very happy that after a few years, you are still the Kelly who can take things easy. Kelly opened her arms and hugged her. Then learn from your friend me. The most important thing in life is to be open-minded. Men are everywhere. Juliana was stunned, and at that moment her expression was as if someone had discovered the secret she tried hard to hide. How did you know? Guessed. Kelly smiled weakly and cunningly. Juliana, your eyes are so beautiful, but it's a pity that you can only see your brother. It was nearly 10 o'clock when Juliana returned to the Thompsons' house in the night. When she got off the car, her cell phone rang in her pocket. It was a call from the Taylor family. She could not hide her return from the Taylor family. After she appeared publicly at Simon Thompson's birthday party 2 days ago, her return to North City changed from a rumor to a definite fact. She came back without permission. Karis Brady would look for her sooner or later. Juliana was not surprised at all. Although Juliana's last name is Taylor, her identity as the eldest daughter of the Taylor family is not firmly established. She is the daughter of Edwin Taylor, but Mrs. Taylor Karis Brady is not her mother. She grew up in the Thompson family and did not have a close relationship with the Taylor family. It can even be described as indifferent. 5 years ago, they forcibly packed Juliana and sent her abroad, which made the already scarce family affection even thinner. Juliana stood outside the door under the tree and heard a dignified and noble female voice from the other end of the phone. When did you come back? Last Tuesday. If I hadn't heard it today, I wouldn't have known you were back. Karis Brady said, You've been back for so many days, and you didn't even go home to visit. She blamed her for being disrespect for elders, but Juliana knew better than anyone that if she really went back to visit, she would only be despised. What Karis Brady really blamed her for was that she returned to the country without their permission. I've been busy lately. I'll go back when I'm done, Juliana said. Come back on this weekend. Karis Brady gave the order directly, without giving her room to refuse, and hung up the phone coldly. Juliana took the phone from her ear, and taking advantage of the fact that the other party could no longer hear her, she said, Let whoever wants to go back go back. After that, she raised her foot and was about to enter the house when a horn suddenly honked in her ear. Juliana was caught off guard and was startled. Only then did she notice that the Koenigsegg, which looked like a big cockroach, was parked not far from the road. The car window was open, and Alfred William was sitting in the car looking at her. Juliana didn't want to pay attention to him, but she couldn't be rude. So she reacted quickly and looked away the first second she saw him, pretending not to see him, and continued to walk forward, like a blind man with his eyes open. As soon as she stepped out, the man's faint voice came over. "Drop the act." Juliana took a deep breath with her back to him and turned around politely. "Brother Alfred, what a coincidence. Alfred William, unfortunately, looking for you. Come here." Juliana took 2 small steps towards him like a bound foot and stood outside the car 2 meters away. "What's the matter?" "She used you in a more respect way again." Alfred William looked at her indifferently. She was so resistant, as if getting closer to him would cause her to suffocate and die of breathlessness. "I don't like to look up at others. Get in the car and talk." He was really hard to please. Juliana didn't ask for his cooperation now and avoided him as much as possible. "I just came back from the hospital and there may be a lot of germs on my body. It would be bad if I infect you." Alfred William twitched his thin lips with a slight sarcasm. "Come up and try to see if the germ can be the death of me." Juliana bit the inside of her lip and finally raised her steps and walked around to the passenger seat to get in the car. The matte black high-grade leather and carbon fiber are as cold as Alfred William himself. As soon as Juliana sat down, she was surrounded by a deep and cool breath, a kind of cold pine wood fragrance, a bit of vitality in the coldness and a bit of sweetness. Alfred William had a candy in his mouth, biting it with his teeth, and looked at her casually. "What university did you go to?" "Stanford." Juliana didn't know why he asked this. "Alfred William, is the school motto to live for friends?" Juliana choked. "Can't I work hard for myself? Now Croya has half of my shares. Half of the shares can buy Simon Thompson's younger sister. Moore is good at business." Juliana didn't like the tone of his words. "My friend treats me very well. I know whether she is calculated against me or not." Alfred Williams sneered, with a strong sense of sarcasm. "Little princess, aren't there enough people who are good to you?" "Are there many people who are good to her?" Juliana doesn't think so. "I was abandoned by my mother when I was a child, so I have a big psychological trauma from being sent away. When I was first sent abroad, I was in a very bad state, and she was the only one who cared about me. The food abroad is really not delicious, and it is difficult to find my taste. I have never even touched a stove since I was a child, and I can't even tell how well the noodles are cooked. She often comes to accompany me and cooks food for me. During the New Year, she ran across half the city to collect ingredients to make dinner for me." Juliana said, "If you have to count, she didn't save my life, and we didn't know each other for a long time, but she accompanied me through the most difficult times. She is in trouble now. Shouldn't I help her?" Alfred William obviously couldn't understand this kind of bond and emotion. "Does your brother know that just a dinner can deceive you out of 20 million? Juliana knew he wouldn't understand. How could a young master like him, who was born in a prominent family and was superior to others, understand the feeling of being abandoned? In my heart, there are things more valuable than 20 million. I don't feel at a loss." Juliana didn't want to say more. "Now that you're done mocking me, can I leave?" Alfred William threw a document on her lap. It was a contract for liquid hydrogen drones, and the conditions were the same as those originally given to Kelly. The unhappiness between Juliana's eyebrows turned into suspicion. "Didn't you say no to me? Tekako chased after you and offered it to you. It was a free bargain. Why did you choose us?" With a crunch, the candy in Alfred Williams' mouth broke into pieces, chewing slowly. "You'll cry if I don't give it to you. The little princess has such a bad temper. Go back and tell your brother about it. I'm afraid your whole family will treat me to cake." "I didn't cry." Juliana wanted to deny it, but then she thought, if she admitted it, she could help Croya get the cooperation. It was not a bad idea. She understood why Alfred William changed his mind. It didn't matter if he offended her, but he and Simon Thompson were good brothers, and Simon Thompson loved her. Although Mr. William was extremely arrogant, it was not worth it to alienate her brother for such a small matter. Such a small project was like a hair on a lion to the Amantech group, so it was better to give her a face. When she figured this out, Juliana got out of the car with the contract, and before closing the car door, she bent down and said to him, Thank you, Brother Alfred.